Hello everyone. I'm here and I'm going to be doing a DIY Mod Podge. And this is something that I need to decorate my home with. You know that this is Cynthia's, decorating Cynthia's way. And I need to have this to be able to use in some decor that I'm doing. Okay. Now let me show you one thing here. Let me find that thing over here. Hold on. Here it is. See this one here? Okay, I usually hang these up, and sometimes I put them where they are showing both sides of it because it's in the doorway. And so, you know, the back side is not finished. This one that comes from Dollar Tree, okay? So for this particular one, I took and I cut out some shelf paper, shelf lining paper, and I put on the back of here. I was just trying to testing it out to see how it would work out to put on here because this looked better to me than what I had, you know, with the way it looked before with the tag on there and the particle board. It didn't look good. So this looked better to me. And so I just tested that out and I like that. So that's something that I did a couple of years ago, okay? And I do use it like that and I'm happy with it, okay? Now, let me show you something else. Put that over there. Okay, so I have this one here. And I do the same thing with this one. I hang it up sometimes where you just see one side, but sometimes, most of the time when I use it where you're going to see both sides of this. And the back side, I'm going to show it to you. Had a big old tag sticking in here. And I'm going to show you what I used to get that off of there. I used this Gooby Gone from Dollar Tree. And I put that on here with the paper towel. And I just kept on until I got that off of there. But it left that darkened spot on there. But that's okay. So let me put this up. Also on this here, I have put a coat of Mod Podge on it, okay? Because this is a Mod Podge project that I'm going to be doing, okay? So I'm going to put this down on here. And I used the Mod Podge, the matte finished, okay? And so what I'm going to be doing is I have these napkin here. This is the napkin. And I'm going to take this napkin and just take it and tear it. I usually just tear mine into whatever I want to take off of there. And so I've already done one for you. But what you need to do if you've never done this before is you see this white on here. This is, let's see if I can do it. I saw a lady, she did it like this. Now, I've done Mod Podge before. I just don't do it a lot. But this lady, she took it and she put her finger in the Mod Podge. And then she just touched the thing. And we're going to see if that works or not. She touched it and she was able to get it started to get it off. I just wanted to see would mine do that. I didn't think it would work for me, but let's see. We'll try it a little bit here. Because these are hard to get started to get them off, but you have to work with them, okay? So that's not working for me, but I saw a lady do that, and it worked for her. Okay, but that's not the way I do mine. But I just thought I would try that on here. So I take mine, and I just start a little tip. And you have to keep working with it, working with it till you get that little tip showing. And then once you get that white peeled part, just pull it on off and it'll come off. Okay, so that's what you have to do. And sometimes they have one layer. Sometimes they have 2 layers. Sometimes I've even seen them have 3 layers on there. Like this one here. This is a pretty heavy napkin. I think it had 3 layers on it, but I didn't realize that it was 3 layers. So I think I only took off 2, but it may be another layer that was on there, but I'm going to leave that on there because I've already tore it up. So I'm going to show you the pieces And hopefully I can remember how I had this on here. But I tore these pieces out, okay? See these pieces? Okay, so I had placed them on here, but I took them off to put the Mod Podge on there. Oh, but let me show you one other thing before we get to that part. And I'm going to paint it. I'm going to take this board here, and I'm going to paint it with this cashew color acrylic paint. And this is a chalk paint. And these are things I had on hand already. That napkin here, I thrifted this napkin, okay? And I've been had it for a while. I was, you know, in the Goodwill. I saw it a couple of years ago, and I loved it, and I got it. So I have got that. And then I had this for other project that I had done. And I had this on hand. I also had the Mod Podge on hand. I also had this here I use all the time. I always try to keep one of these around to get the label off of different things. So I had that on hand. I have these brushes that I got from Dollar Tree. Now, I don't know if they're any good or not. They're brand new. I have not used them at all, but we're going to see if they work. If they don't work, I also have this here, which is probably what I'm going to end up using, is this here. Because I have used this, but it's just a little too big to fit into the jar. So I got a paper plate here. I'm probably going to pour some of that on that paper plate and do it like that, because that's what I've done in the past when I did Mod Podge. And I have a Mod Podge video that I did upload where I did a pumpkin in blue and white chinoiserie. I get that word messed up, y'all. But anyway, I'll link that video so you can take a look at that. But that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm either going to dip it in here, which I think that's too big. So I'm going to probably put it on here and do it. But I'm kind of low on space. So it's going to be like, where am I going to put that at? So we're going to see how this all works out. But before I paint it, I'm just going to lay it out on here and show it to you how I had it laid out. Because maybe if I liked it laid out, I wouldn't paint it at all. But I think that I want to paint it because I want these to stand out. I want them to stand out. I'm not so much worried about this here got to be perfect or anything like that. I just want it to look better than it was looking with nothing, okay? So these are pieces that I have torn out, and I'm just kind of putting them on here, you know, trying to figure out how I had it on here. But I think I had this one up here maybe. Like that, because I want to kind of lay them how I'm going to put them on there, so when I get ready to do this, I can kind of have an idea how I had that on there. Okay, so let's see here, because I'm just looking at my colors and seeing how I got the colors placed. And making sure that, I think I had this one turned upside down. I think I had that turned like that. Okay. And I have another piece here, so I know that there was another one that I had on here. And let's see where I had this one at. So you can just get your pattern, tear it out. Just tear it out. Get your napkin and just tear out the part that you want to tear out. It tears out very easy. So that's something you can do. And if it's too big or it won't fit somewhere, all you got to do is take it and just tear that part off. Or if you want to leave that part on, or however you want to do that. Okay? So I'm trying to get an idea how I want to put this one. So I'm going to lay it out. But I just wanted to give you an idea of this is what I'm going to put on here, okay? And after the paint. Okay, so I'm going to take these pieces off and I'm going to lay them to the side like this. And lay this one up here. And then if I lay these three over here like this, I know that I want to do that. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to lay it right there. And then I'm going to lay the big piece over here so I can kind of know how I want to do that. Okay, so I also have another brush here. This is a brush that I used to use in college. So I don't know, I might grab this brush if the other Dollar Tree one don't work too well for me. Okay, so I'm going to shake this up. I haven't used it for a while. I only put one coat of Mod Podge on here, depending, you know, if you want to put more than one. But what I would tell you is do not put a lot on this particle board. Okay, you don't need a lot. And when you put it on there and you go and brush down like this, brush down, you can do like a section at a time, just brushing down, brush down, and then come and do the bottom part and brush down, brush down, brush down. And then if you happen, be careful, if you happen to get any along the edge, make sure you check after you get done. Take your finger, go across there. If you guys, and wipe it on, I got a rag over here, and just go across each section like that and wipe it off. Because don't forget, you have this part over here, and you don't want to ruin this part, okay? So take your time with doing that. And don't be too sloppy. Don't be sloppy at all, and don't put a lot on there, okay? So I'm going to shake this up. And I'm going to start painting this. I don't know how this is going to look with this paint. This is just an idea I had. And like I said, it don't have to be perfect. If you got something that's going to be perfect and like this side is going to be your main side or something, then it's going to matter more to you about the little things that I'm not really concerned with. Like these little things here from the rope on this side. You could put something on top of this if you wanted to, a gemstone or anything that you wanted to put on it if you cared about that. I don't care about that, so I'm leaving mine like that. I'm leaving it as a part of this. Okay. So I'm just going to shake this up. This hasn't been used for years, so I've had this a couple of years. I haven't been able to get in here in the craft room and do much crafting, but I want to do more. I'm going to start adding that as part of my channel. So I'll still be doing the decorating, but the crafting I'm going to be doing is going to be for the items. I'm going to open it over here in case I have a mess. It's going to be for things that I'm going to be using in my decor. Okay, I've started painting on this somewhat. And it's going to probably need at least 2 coats. I don't know if it'll need more than that. But I just wanted to show you what I'm doing. I kind of cut in around the edges and did that. And you want to keep working against your wet edge. So if you got a wet edge, keep trying to work against that wet edge before it dries. Okay. And I cut in my corner. And like when you're going around that edge, be careful. Because I'm being careful with mine. I may have to come back over it because I don't want to put too much and have it run. So I'll come back on that later. I'm not sure how long you have to let this dry. I will have to look that up and look on the back of this container and let you know what it says. Some of these edges are kind of hard, kind of rough, not really smooth. So you have to kind of dab in there to get it done. Because I have a lot of things like this that I have bought from Dollar Tree and they one-sided. And I mean, you don't have to do anything this involved. You can do something a lot less involved than I'm doing. But depends on what you want to do. I just wanted to try this. Seemed like it would be a fun project for me to do. Okay? So, once you got the paint on there, try not to go back over that and mess it up. Okay, so I'm going to finish doing this painting, let this coat dry, and I'll put a second coat on there, and then I'll be back. Okay, I have gone ahead and I gave it 2 coats. And so that's what it's looking like. I gave it 2 coats. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this Mod Podge here, matte finish, into this paper plate. That's probably too much. A little heavy-handed, I think. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Put some Mod Podge on here. And like I say, try not to put a lot. Let me see. I'm going to see about that light. I think that's better for you. I'm not sure. Okay, I think I might have to cut this light back on. I think it makes it kind of washed out looking, but I didn't cut the light on in the on the other side of the room, so I need to have this one on to have enough light for me to see. Move that out of the way. You can always go back later, you know, when I put my pieces on and fix any anything along these edges. Say for instance, if I miss something, I can catch it up later. Because I'm getting like a glare, it's kind of hard for me to see the spots that I've done and the spot that I didn't do. I'm just trying to smooth it out a little bit so it can dry evenly. Okay. All right. Hopefully I didn't leave a spot. If I did leave a spot, y'all can probably see it and I don't. I'm looking and seeing if I see anything. Okay, so this should take about 30 minutes to dry. And I put too much on this plate, but you can always put this back in your container, which is what I'm going to do. So after 30 minutes, I will come back and this will be dry, and then I can be able to go ahead and start putting the pieces on here, Mod Podging them on here, okay? See you in a minute. Okay, this is completely dry now, and I'm getting ready to start putting the pieces on here. And I think what I'm going to start with is this centerpiece. I'm going to start with this piece right here. So I have some Mod Podge over here, and I'm going to get that closer. And just start putting the pieces in here. This is kind of one of the ones that I really want to have in a certain way on here. So I'm just going to put that down. And then I have this little ball of saran wrap. And I'm just going to start from the all right, and just tap that down. And then I'll raise this end up over here and put some, and I forgot to put my gloves on too. I'm gonna put them on in a minute. I'm gonna finish sticking this piece down before, and then I'm gonna put them gloves on. All right. Okay, so that's the first piece. And then I got these gloves here, and I'm going to put these on. So I won't have that on my hands. And you should take your time with this, don't rush. And once you get the pieces on there, how you want them, let's see, if I put that one there. You can always fill in later if you want to fill in with some pieces. Okay. You can overlap a little bit on here also, so don't be concerned about it. And if some goes over the edge, that can be cut off later. Okay, I'm trying to get them how I want them on here, and not worry about that too much. This is not something that's got to be perfect. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Whatever I come up with, I think it's going to be better than it was. You can switch this around, turn it around, upside down. Any way that's better for you to work in, you can do that. I'm doing it this way because I have for the camera so you can see what I'm doing. And you go and you dab, you're going to do from the inside out. And just do it like that. You don't want any bubbles, or try not to have any wrinkles, and try not to tear your paper up. Okay? This is a nice little project that you can do. And especially when you want to have, you want to have things that you can use in more than one way. You know, it's not just one-sided. You know, this is not my main side, but at least this is like the back. But at least the back is looking, more presentable to me. Okay. I had a little piece that tore over that because I had a little Mod Podge on my glove, and but I still just tap it down. And it fell in back into place. Now, if you're pretty good about figuring out where to put the Mod Podge on here, you could do a wider area. But for me, I'm doing it like this because this is the way I can judge better. I'm going to get a, just a second here. I'm looking for something in here. Yeah. It's got a little toothpick here. And I have to try to remember not to do that with my hands, because your hands is what can tear stuff up. This is all going to get a coat on it once it's all on here. It will get a coat all over it. Okay, so let's put this piece in here. All right, now let's try to fit this piece up here where I want it. And I just wanted to get a chance to show you a section where I'm going overlapping. Okay, so I'm overlapping right there on top of that one. I don't think that little tip got anything on it. There. Okay, now I'm going to turn this just a tad so I can try to see about getting this section right here. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Let me see if I can turn it. But you can see the, let me move that back out of the way. Yeah, you can see this is the stem coming down, and then I just did one side. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish doing this with getting the major pieces on there, and then I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Let's get my glove off before I touch the phone. Okay, so here it is here, and I put in all the pieces on here, and then I took and tore some extra pieces and filled in some of the spaces with it. Now I'll let this dry. Now this probably will take longer. It took 30 minutes for it to dry when it was just the board, but for this with the all these on here, it'll probably take longer. So I'm gonna just, I don't know, I would say probably maybe an hour, 2 hours. I'm gonna just check it when it's dry, and then it's gonna get a final coat of the Mod Podge on here. And I have one that is a glossy, and I believe I still have some more of that. And I'm gonna put the glossy on the top as the final coat on here. Okay. And then I've been thinking about putting some stuff around the edges of it to give it some more dimension on here. So we'll see about that, okay? So I'll be back once this is dry and I put on that extra coat. This is dry, and I have this here, Mod Podge Gloss Luster. So that's the one that I'm going to be using to seal everything in on the top coat. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and pour a little bit on here because my brush won't fit in there. I don't want to put too much and be wasteful. So I'll probably have to do it a couple of times. I got this bigger one that I'm going to use this time. So let's try this here. Okay, let me make sure ain't nothing on the back. Okay. And this here is just Dollar Tree little mats that they had, and I put 2 of them together with some duct tape just to protect my other mat under here. If you're wondering what that is. Okay, I'll let this dry. It'll dry clear with a gloss, and then when I come back, I'm gonna have it hang. I'm gonna hang it up on the wall so you can see how it looks in the full finished product. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate that, and hopefully you got some inspiration, maybe something out of this that you can use. Okay, so I'll see you back in a little while. Okay, here it is on my desk. Vibrant fall colors. Love it. Okay, here it is. I hung it up on the wall here in my craft room. And I like the way it came out. I like sunflowers. I think it's beautiful. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going to try something similar. If you got any inspiration. Have you done decoupage before? Okay. See you next time. Bye-bye.